Hey, and welcome, welcome to, I don't know, Vinay, Dr. Steven, Cordia, whoever's on this call. I don't know if you're feeling this, but I feel so much joy and excitement about this call. Like for me, it's similar as, oh, Cornelia, can you just be watching and letting people in that are coming a little bit? For me, it's like having been with Dr. Ram for more than 10 years. The book was more than 10 years in the making, but beyond that, Vinay, and I don't know who else was traveling, whoever's on this call that would be traveling with us. Vinay, you know how I carry around my video camera everywhere we went. I'd always be interviewing. I'd always interview Dr. Naram. I'd have so many questions about everything. And I captured an archive of some of the most beautiful, powerful, transformative insights. And for 10 years, I was just waiting, when could I share some of this? And I thought once the book is out, then people will be ready. Vinay, you want to share anything about that?
Yeah, I remember that. It's always, you are always on your toes. That always, whenever if you find some event or some incidents or that moment, you just capture that thing. Though it might be the Mahalakshmi temple, or if we are traveling, most of the time in the car and everywhere. Like it went to distribute the blankets, or in the Nepal, or at the airport, anywhere. You have not
Yeah,
missed any point.
for me, it was like I was watching something that was better than any movie I had ever seen. And Dr. Steven, because you see this happen at the clinics all the time.
So when I first heard Pankaj talk in New York, I always say this to people. I said he was either the biggest charlatan in the world or the real deal. And after I heard all these people talk about the stories, I couldn't even find that it was possible. And then when I saw it in person or on video, I was like, oh my God, this is real. This is really happening. This is not some fantasy. And then my reality opened up to all of that.
Yeah, it's so true. For me too, even the subtitle of the book, A Western Skeptic, an Eastern Master in Life's Greatest Secrets. When I was first looking at these ancient secrets, so skeptical, and part of the initial documenting was just because I was trying to even okay, honest confession, part of it was even trying to prove it wrong in some way, because it seemed too much, it just seemed like too much for me to, in my mind, to accept or hold the possibility of, and then, as you read the book and as you see that transformation happens in me, then I'm like, holy smokes, how come more people don't know this exists?
And it's still happening now. I hear from clients and it seems like, oh God, the results keep getting better and I'm not doing that much different. It's like the energy that is created by all these people around the world is now elevating people's health just by being involved.
So beautifully said. If you saw that Roma Rishi, that clip from last Sunday's call, actually just raise your hand. Who saw that clip of Roma Rishi? So beautiful. Of course, Roma Rishi, you saw that clip. That was not planned. That was not scripted. You didn't know I was going to call on you. I didn't even know I was going to call on you. You just spoke purely from your heart. And I think this ties into what you just said, Dr. Steven, about why this is so exciting. And what made it even that much more impactful, Roma Rishi, is both you and Tara having studied and really devoted your lives to this. And then to be able to say, this is the missing piece. The light bulb went off that, wow, this is the key we've been waiting for, to raise the vibration of humanity so that more of these issues that we're seeing, it's like, in what perfect time than now? Anything you want to say after watching that video and sharing with friends, Roma Rishi, about this experience, the starting of this experience?
Well, after you posted that video, I shared it with over 100 friends because I wanted to be sure that they saw it. Maybe they wouldn't just go on Facebook and see what you had posted. So I messaged 100 friends, over 100, and the response was tremendous. so many people said, wow, I'm going to get this book. And it was really, really very fulfilling to us to see the huge response to the video. And, you know, just like you said, that wasn't scripted. It just came out. It came out from the heart, because Tara and I are just so ecstatically overjoyed to have read the book, to have met you when you came to Mount Shasta. And that was so beautiful, Clint, that you took the time to come to Mount Shasta to attend that concert that we gave. And we were so touched that you would do that, come from Utah to Oregon and drive down. And this has just been a journey of love, pure love. That's the most important thing, is that love is doing this. We aren't doing it. Even you aren't doing it.
No.
Love is doing it.
You know, part of the reason why I was in tears when you're sharing that is because you got it. You saw it. And you know, as we're seeing this whole movement grow, this beautiful movement, I've said several times, we're not growing it, it's growing us.
Yeah.
And Dr. Stephen, this point, man, I'm getting chills right now. But this point you made about you're not doing that much more, but the results are getting better and better. I feel like that ties in, man, I'm getting chills through my whole body. Wow. It ties in so much to what you were saying, Romarishi, about as the vibration increases, and then what happens when we're a group of people and do it together. And when we did the miracle experiment experience for 30 days, awesome things happen. You could apply the principles. Miracles happen. You know, so many stories that we're hearing over and over again about miracles, and stories from people just reading the book. You know, beautiful woman that I met when the book was translated into Dutch. Actually, I just like holding up the books in the different languages. But, you know, when we went for the Dutch launch, and the woman, the beautiful woman that drove from Belgium to see us, saying that just from the first chapter, she helped her brother come out of a coma. You know, it was so awesome. She didn't go to a practitioner. She just had a dream, actually, where Dr. Ram appeared and applied the secrets that were in here, following the opening quote, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you, just from the book. Helped in such a significant way. Now, when people join the guided 28-day detox, or the 30-day experiment, or the 100-day course in Ancient Secrets, such profound stuff has been happening that is amazing. Now, when those miracles, and so many of you on this call have experienced them, but now going to Romarishi, when he's talking about this vibration, you know, this, what happens when we do it for a year? And what happens when we all do it together for a year?
We're so looking forward. We're so looking forward to this 1-year program, and we're so excited to be on this call. And we know that all these other people that are part of this, they're going to be our family. You know, there's going to be such a bond of love, because when we did the miracle experience experiment, all the members of our pod, we became such good friends, and we still feel that way with them. And that was just for that short amount of time. And to spend 1 year with these amazing souls who have decided to be part of this 1-year program, they're going to be lifelong friends.
Yeah, there's going to be so many benefits, and one of them is the relationships that you're going to develop, because as you go deeper in yourself, there's a whole new you that's open to the world. And as you not only see your own transformation, but people that you learn to love, and the people around you, and how it makes you more powerful, even help those that maybe even aren't participating in the 1-year immersion, but just from being in your space, they're blessed.
One of my favorite lines is, boy, have you changed since I've changed.
Oh, boy, have you changed since I changed.
That's good.
And another thing is, it's manifestation in action.
Manifestation action. Actually, you know,
not out of thought, but out of an action, the doing of manifestation, where we are creators, and we're creating this just by doing it with ourselves, just by sharing with our friends, and the ripples go out.
and in preparing for this, I'm just going to be totally transparent, because we got the 3-year practitioner course. We have so many things happening that I did not need an extra thing on my list to do. Honestly, I did not need an extra thing. But then I started asking myself, what would I get so excited about doing? And so Dr. Stephen, myself, Renee, everyone else who's been planning this, we're like, what would we just want? And before the call, Dr. Stephen's like, I didn't have this for myself. This is what I would want. And
Right.
also coming back to the point, so many of these videos, the archive that Vinay and I were talking about, I was holding off on releasing them because Dr. His schedule was already packed full, and Vinay knows this. There was no open spots, he didn't have more time, but he had this mission. The mission was to help the ancient secrets to benefit every home and every heart on earth. This is the challenge he gave to me, his mission, his vision that I took in my heart. I thought we can't do it by sending more people to Dr. Ram. So if people just watch these videos right now, all they'll want to do is see him, and he doesn't physically have time or space or energy to. So I kept a hold of this archive. I kept a hold, waiting for the day the book would be published, waiting for the day we had the 100-day course, waiting for the day we had the practitioner program, and waiting for this day, this remarkable, beautiful day today. In this 1 year, I didn't know what it was going to be called. I didn't know Carol would come up with this great name called Ancient Secrets Immersion. Actually, she came up with the name, and I loved it because it's an immersion. And actually, you're going to be discovering the best you. It's Dr. Stephen. I love that quote. You've changed so much since I've changed. You'll see the whole world changes around you in this space. So, in honoring Dr. Naram, his master, this whole lineage, welcome to this, the most healthiest, the most happiest, the most abundant year yet of your life, the beginning of this journey. Dr. Ram says, journey of 1,000 steps. I think he quoted Lao Tzu. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And this is your step. So I want to start by just having some of the people share why they're excited. In the chat, I want you to say, what's your why? Why are you excited about this 1-year immersion? And it's beyond even what you're expecting. I know that you'll see we put so much love into this, but Vinay, can you just start? I just want you to start about why are you excited for this, and what will people gain as a result of participating in this 1-year immersion experience? And then Dr. Stephen, you can go next.
Yeah, definitely I can say one thing, that definitely the people or all the respected members of the Ancient Secrets, those who are participating, the one thing that we are gathered in the family, like we welcome to all the Atiti Devo Bhava. Second thing, definitely we get a chance to serve the humanity and mankind. And that way I always say in my whenever I get a chance, that way we can able to fulfill the dream of the Dr. Naram, to bring the ancient secret in every home, every heart. So definitely I'm excited towards the same thing, and I really want to thank you each and everyone, those who are participating. Thank you so much for being a family members of this ancient secret. Thank you so much.
So beautiful, Dr. Stephen. And I'm going to go more into, actually, Vinay, many of you don't know this, but then Dr. Naram gave Vinay the assignment to get his PhD in the ancient secret home remedies. And so he's devoted a lot of his time to just researching the best home remedies for different things. And he agreed as a part of this Ancient Secrets immersion to share some of those nuggets, those gems, which if you had even one of them, who knows, it could save your life or someone's life, or save you from suffering. Imagine the world, who knows what's going to happen in the next year, what earthquakes or what natural disasters or whatever things happen from men or from whatever source. And if you're prepared by knowing some of these, and we're going to talk about having your own Ancient Secrets emergency kit, and you know what to do in the moment you need it, you become powerful. The peace of mind that's there is awesome. The joy you feel. And Vinay, maybe you can just share one story of when you've used the home remedy. Maybe someone was calling for Dr. Naram, but you already knew the home remedy. You could help them, and how that felt. Like a nosebleed or something, whatever situation, whatever you want to share. Anything.
Yeah, I would like to share about my cousin because unfortunately my uncle and aunt, they want to go to attend one funeral, and my cousin was at home, and he was having this situation of the running nose, and he was doing so much of things, but he was not able to stop his running nose. So he asked me that, can I have this some allopathic remedy? I said, how about, by the time you have the allopathy remedy, you just try this one. Just to have the ajwain seeds on the fry pan and cut some pieces of the cabbage and some pieces of the onion, and just cover yourself with a bed sheet and just inhale that part. He said, okay, okay, let me try. And he has done that thing, and with a surprise, and thank you to Dr. Naram's Ancient Secrets, he was
Mm.
able to breathe so much well, and he said, now I don't require any allopathic remedy. So this way, just having some few seeds of the ajwain and few pieces of the cabbage and the onion, one can able to take care of the respiratory system as well as the running nose, and especially it was very helpful in the COVID situation where people was having this shortness of the breath and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so powerful. So powerful. So just you have a bed sheet and you know what to put. And then how cool is that? So in this 1 year immersion, and the nice thing about having it over a period of time is because it gives you enough time where we have all the seasons. You know, we've done it where we pack everything really like in a short period of time. But the nice year is over the year, things come up and you can have access to that in the moment you need it, which is awesome. And then when you have it, you apply it. Dr. Ram says there's knowing, there's doing, and there's being. So you can know a home remedy, but when you do it is when the results come, and then it changes your being because you see the results, you know? So it's beautiful. Thank you, Vinay. Dr. Stephen, what are you excited about this 1 year immersion?
You know, when Vinay was talking, it reminds me of the show MacGyver. Like whatever he needed, he just looked around and it was there. We had a very famous physician here in Syracuse, and she said, whatever you need to heal is within a certain number of feet from your house. Like everything is there, what we need. And when I walked around with the doctors in India in the forest, like within a short walk, 25 yards, there were hundreds of herbs that were just waiting to help us. All different herbs naturally put there. So one of the things we were talking about, so there are many paths I've taken in my life, and I'm always, my I don't know, my dharma was to always be there early in the path. I met Dr. Naram, I met Deepak Chopra early, I met Tony Robbins, I met all these people, but other people come to me 10 years later and go, oh, you should see what we did. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. And now I get to have this beautiful organized experience there's just such a wealth, but I'm missing little pockets in that wealth. Now I'll get it all as we do it together. And I feel just blessed to be coming along for the ride and maybe driving sometimes.
Yeah, I love that honesty and transparency. And I want to say that's the same for anyone that you see as guiding. We are also learning. We're learning and we're being guided. You know, we're being guided by love. We're being guided by these masters, and we're being guided because, yeah, this is the right time for this to happen. You know, this time is perfect. You're not here by accident. I want to just ask a couple of the people to share. Cornelia, yeah. Why are you excited for this 1 year Ancient Secrets Immersion experience?
Yeah, I was just typing in the chat. It was actually the very first time I read the book, which is quite a while ago, as I was doing the proofreading. I was fascinated about these ancient secrets, and I really wanted to dive deeper into that, really understanding them the way Dr. Naram taught them, because there is a purity in it that I really felt drawn to. And I mean, we've done the 100 days and there was a lot in there, but I feel even when you say there are so many videos that have never really been published, or that is what I want. I want really this connection to the lineage and to the true essence of what these ancient secrets are.
Yeah.
And I want to have fun. And as well. And I mean, we do have the fun here in this community, and the love that we share and spread all the time. It's just so much part of it as well.
Yes, thank you for bringing in the fun element. Definitely. One thing that I really love about this particular group is you're here purely for passion. You know, you're not here, even some people who are in the practitioner training are a little jealous of you, you know, because, you know, when you're doing it for like a profession, there is an added element of needing to learn stuff, but a little bit more pressure. For some people, they feel that. Not necessary to feel that, but they do. But in this space, it's just the pure joy. You're here for the passion, for the discovery, like a kid, like a curiosity about how can you learn this so that it not only impacts your life to have the healthiest, happiest, most abundant year, but also all those around you will benefit. Talk about contagious healing, you know, not exactly the right term. I was going to say on steroids, but contagious healing magnified, you know, love steroids. I don't know what it is, but I'm just reading some of these comments. Actually, I don't know. Is Carol on the call? I just want to see if she's on.
I'm here.
Ah, fantastic. Carol, why are you excited about this?
It's changed my life so much since a profound dream I had on March the 8th, 2020.
Some people don't know about the dream. What?
It was really, really powerful. It was this immense power that said, heal yourself, healer, help heal the world. And I thought, that's the most narcissistic dream. Me help heal the world? Are you kidding? Come on. Who am I? I'm not ready to retire. I'm going to go jump in my trailer and tour the world. I'm not healing the world. I can't even heal myself, let alone the world. And the very next day, I discovered through Sarah Morrell the link to the Global Healing Call. And the rest is kind of history. I have put my heart and soul into this community, and it's given back tenfold everything I've put in. And I hope this doesn't sound so crazy, but Spirit gives me little assignments like, you need to research about ears and vata. And I'm like, really? That sounds interesting. And so I'll go research it. And the next day, someone will post, do you have any remedies for ear pain? Because I'm like, oh, I just happened to. So it's been really exciting. I just feel like love is guiding. I view things so differently. Interruptions are just, what can I learn from this? You know, I used to be so in control, and now I'm like, I go with the flow. I got stranded the other day. I have my car was struck by lightning and it killed it. My Volvo died from a lightning strike, and cars are hard to come by. And so I bought this old pickup, and it stranded me when I was trying to get the license. And I'm like, okay, what can I learn from this? I'm just gonna, took 4 hours to get home, but oh well. It's so different way to live, that everything is for your learning. Everything is there with a lesson in it if you just open yourself to it. So I'm super excited about all of this.
Ah, man, there's so many things you covered there. We just could close the call right now. It's so beautiful. Elio, who's on the call right now, he's like, I want to join, but I have one request. I want to make sure Cornelia and Carol are some of the instructors. And what's so beautiful is they started a lot of the journey with, just like Carol, when was your dream? When did we meet?
March the 8th. And I'm like, what do I do with this dream? So I did a PowerPoint presentation on Facebook, and at least 3 people saw it. And I did pray for healing, meditate for healing in 9 languages with all of the GMT conversions.
And it's so fun. For those that don't know, March 8th is my birthday. So on my birthday, she had this dream, heal yourself, heal the world. And then very shortly after, I had started the Global Healing Miracle Experiment game. And the tagline for it was heal yourself, heal the world. And Carol must have been like, what? This is exactly what I want to do. And then through that, it's been indispensable going out of her way with love to create the Asia Pacific Call, cookbook, so many things where she just listens. What do people need? And like you heard, just out of the intuition, the inspiration, letting love guide her. She's been such an instrument of healing on this planet. So what I also want you to pay attention to is it's not just learning home remedies or marma points or which herbs are good for what, but it's the principles. It's not a religion. It's a school of thought with certain philosophy, certain principles that when you apply even just those principles, really deep healing happens. You start to experience vibrant health, unlimited energy, and peace of mind. And when Carol is applying the principle, I know she's talking about right now at Titi Dovo Baba, which so many of you on the call know. And if you don't know, you're going to be really glad you know about it, because I also like it. Anne, she says, I'm building my muscle of a Diti Devo Baba. You know, some unexpected thing comes and she remembers, okay, this is happening for me. The unexpected guest is God himself or herself is arriving. Also, other people are practicing Aditya Devo Baba by serving animals, feeding dogs and cows and crows, and you know, so many good stories along those lines. And just miraculous things start to happen when you align with life in this way, and you see that as the gift, the God himself or herself coming to you. Now, there's principles, there's processes, there's results. And in this course, you're going to see all of them. Until now, you know, most people saw the results, looks like a miracle. They say, I want that thing. You know, you want the fruit. But in this 1-year immersion, you're going to get the roots, you know, the roots through experience. That's the way Dr. Ram, he would never teach theory. In fact, I was just on a call. Oh man, I don't want to share this whole story, but I would ask him to learn stuff and he would just say, well, if I just teach you now, it's just theory and who cares? You know? In fact, he would use some words I'm just debating whether I want to say or not because they're a little bit crude, but he would say it in a shocking way, you know, that would just kind of jolt me. He's like, listen, you only have to worry about it if it works. So just see if it works first. If it doesn't work, then forget about it. No problem. You know, but then I would see, because I was videotaping, interviewing people, I'd see it was working because no one else is in the room with me and these thousands of people I interview. It's just me and that person. I'm not paying them. They have no obligation to share their story. But just in that space, I heard story after story after story, which is also why we do the Sunday Global Healing Miracle Calls, why it's so critical, is because when you immerse yourself in that space, it changes something inside of you. Something opens up to a possibility. And what was that quote that I can't remember what it was, but anyway, in that space of possibility, you become open to your own healing, your own exploration of your path. Roma Rishi said so beautifully, what a cool thing to know your life's purpose. That's cool on its own. That's a big thing. And if you don't yet know, no problem. In this 1 year, you'll discover, you'll get insights. And as you clear away everything that's not actually you and what came from other programming, in fact, the very opening month, we have some processes where you can let go of things that no longer serve you. And I'm so excited about this because it's time for, I'm looking at your faces, people on this call, that I love you. I love you. And I'm going to tell you straight up, there's things you need to let go of. You know, they're not serving you. So let go of those things, you know, and it's hard to sometimes because we have trauma when we were children. We have grief, unassimilated grief, and we have sometimes bitterness and resentment, and sometimes people have hurt us, and it's whatever it is. And there's ancient process to let go that I'm going to walk everyone through that would just help such a meaningful way. And I get emotional about that. Even if that's the only thing you do in the whole year, do that thing, because then you get more clear on your purpose. It's almost like the fog. You can't see clearly because it's so, you're almost numb. Then that melts away and you feel alive. When Dr. Ram, when he, you know, at the end of the book, when I'm just begging him, basically, I want to help you. Please let me help you. More people need to know this exists. And when he says, oh, I need help, but not from you, I'm like, what on earth? You know, he's like, yeah, because I know you now and your mind is way too crowded, way too crowded. I see that that's the space a lot of us are in. And I says, what do I do? And then he gave me particular things to do where that crowded could go away. My knowing, thinking I know, could go away. I could be open up instead of figuring things out with my head to feel things with my heart, the space of not knowing, you know? And in this 1 year course, I invite you, this 1 year immersion, I invite you to go into that space of not knowing. Be open for some new possibility for your life. Open that you can discover your purpose more fully. And I remember when I was in one of the experiences he gave me, at the end of it, I realized, holy smokes, it was almost like I was driving before that moment. It was almost like I was driving a car. I didn't know where the steering wheel was. It was raining and I didn't know how to turn the windshield wipers on. Like that's how it felt like my life was. Like that degree of I'm in movement, but I don't know how to steer it and I can't see clearly, you know? And then when I applied these ancient principles that Dr. Ram gave me, when I applied the secrets, all of a sudden it was like he put my hands on the steering wheel and showed me where to turn on the windshield wiper, you know? And even though there's a storm outside, all of a sudden I could see clearly and I knew how to orient myself in that space. Like I had a PhD, I had traveled the world, I'd won all kinds of awards. That same year I met Dr. Naram, I had been in 40 countries. I didn't even know who I was or why I was doing what I was doing. You know, there's that degree of what on earth? I don't even know who I am. And then in the process to discover, oh, that's who I am. Oh, it was so meaningful. So Roma Rishi, I love that you added it in. A big part of this 1-year immersion is actually getting clear on who you are and what's possible. What if there is more possible than you ever imagined, you dreamed of? Like my life is living evidence of that. It seems like every month, even still, you know, Dr. Stephen's saying things just get better and better. Like every month I'm still my identity. I have to be open to, wait a minute, maybe there's more than I previously considered. And being able to do this 1-year immersion with you is such an honor and such a joy. I'm just reading through some of your comments and it's just touching my heart so much. Anyone want to unmute yourself? It's just you want to share why you're excited about this journey. If you have a burning desire to share, I'd love to hear from you. And just if you feel something inside of you that you want to share, well, why did you feel drawn? How did you get guided to this? And why do you feel drawn to this?
I feel especially drawn to this because Tara and I have devoted our whole life to studying the Siddhas. And now we've come in contact with this living lineage of great Siddhas going all the way back to Jivaka. And so for us, we feel now that we're 100% connected with that living lineage of great masters. And to us, that is the best thing that we ever could dream of in our life.
It is a very powerful thing. When there's a living lineage, it means also there's a transmission that happens beyond knowing. Even words I'm speaking right now, it may be something else I'm not even said on this call, but comes into your heart that provides a moment where you know what to do in your life, your next step for healing. And having that access to those transmissions that are accessible is so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, so let me just, if anyone else want to share? Actually, I don't know, I'm just so tempted to call on people. Yeah. All right, Peggy Coleman, I know you're not expecting me to call on you, but I just want to hear what's drawing your heart to this experience?
Well, I think when we did the 100-day course, our notes that we had initially was, you know, what do we want? And I still am excited, feel that I'm so much closer to that, and that is to awaken, so to speak, people, the world, whatever. And each day I get more and more those aha moments on that I am changing my being, and as Steve said, then the rest of the people change too. So totally living in gratitude and understanding that our thoughts, you know, even more so, are how powerful they are in our healing, in helping others. And so I'm presently talking to my cells and visualizing the cells for this amazing light, because the cells are all great. And because of whatever we impose on them, then they have maybe not so great. So I'm learning. It's easy. It's really easy. I'm not perfected it, but this has just happened in the last couple of days. So I'm excited for this opportunity to do this immersion class. I'm very excited to continue to gain the knowledge or the understanding or whatever it is that's coming. So thank you for offering this to everybody, and having the videos of Dr. Naram is so exciting.
Yeah.
The ones that
Also,
I've
I'm so
seen have
excited.
been fabulous. So
when I see you, Peggy, on this, and I also see Larry and Carol V are on this call. When in our very exploratory call, we also came up with the concept, because the ancient secrets not only help humans, it not only benefits humans, it benefits all of life. I know you have a love for animals, and many people on this call, they feel devoted to helping animals. And we're even going to have a special section of this 1-year immersion, which is about ancient secrets for helping animals and connecting with animals, communicating with animals. And I'm excited about that part too. And Larry, I just want to acknowledge you on that too, because I know it's your passion. So Peggy, thank you so much. So glad you're here.
So yeah, thank you. So I was with a horse every day, but yesterday there was a definite different, I don't know, it was like he was a person instead of a horse. And, it wasn't, there was this look that he would give me, and it was so human.
Yeah.
It was so cool. So, and it's just, again, just being in the moment and allowing that interchange of connection, whatever it is, that we are all connected, whether we're 2-legged, 4-legged, whatever. And so I'm very excited. So thank you. And I'm still waiting for that.
Me too. I'm excited. And this is
It'll
it.
be the first
This
time.
year. It's happening.
Okay. All right. I take you for your.
Yes. Well, I'm excited to experience that with you and to learn from you too. This is a space in which Dr. Ram, his dream, he would say this to me over and over again. You want to have a community in which it was a learning, living, loving, achieving community of people that are learning, not just learning the ancient secrets, but living, loving, nurturing, and achieving. So I included, Deepika's here, super. I hope, Deepika, see if you can come on camera. What I included is not only the healthiest year of your life, which alone is awesome, but really should be happiest, because the secrets also affect us on an emotional level. If you're not healthy and happy, then there's something out of alignment, and it's not that we're always happy all the time. I'm not happy all the time. I struggle with all kinds of stuff, all the time learning and all the time stuff coming up, but also it should be the most abundant. And so we'll go into even some of the ancient secrets that Dr. Ram taught for creating abundance in your life in this 1-year immersion experience. Some of that will come too. All right, Joseph, I want to come to you. Actually, I'll come to you, and then Deepika, while you're here, because I don't know how long I have you. So I just want to welcome you to this call. Deepika, oh, there she is.
Hi, Clint. Hello, everybody.
So joining from Australia, what time is it for you right now there?
It's 5:30 in the morning.
5:30 a.m. and we're watching the sunrise with you.
You're watching the sunrise, from the north coast of Tasmania this morning.
Wow. This is a truly international community. And I love that you studied with Dr. Ram. You trained with him for so long. And Deepika will be also one of our guides in this 1-year immersion experience. And can you just share what you're excited about, what you think people will gain as a result of this immersion experience?
Absolutely, because this immersion experience will take people from the thinking of what you know into a place where you don't have to know and everything is to be known, can actually reveal itself, and to take you from a place of doing, from thinking that you're the doer, to that place that Dr. Naram always spoke about, that place of being. And that's what it's all about. And so it's just, this works. The ancient secrets are the greatest gift because they're practical, they're doable, they're so loving, they're so kind, and they just really reveal what has been so concealed in you.
So well said. I see all kinds of nods and people like, you're touching our hearts, Deepika. So beautiful.
It is so beautiful. You're very, everybody that's doing this immersion program are so blessed. So blessed.
I see a message from Esther Francis. Esther, instead of me saying it, do you want to just share what you wrote there?
Sure. Yeah, I shared that year has been the happiest year of my life. And I'm in the 74th chronology of life. And I've had many challenges and great blessings and much happiness throughout my life. And the immersion in ancient, I mean, the miracle that other than when I had really severe COVID in August, I did not miss a Sunday morning. That in
Wow.
itself is a miracle for a gal who goes out on Saturday night dancing and does not look forward to an early morning, but it was so valuable that I couldn't imagine not
Mm,
being there. It wasn't even an issue.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
Esther, I want to say you also added so much from your presence. So the Sunday calls, they're open to everyone.
yeah,
Everyone, those Sunday global healing miracle calls are still going to happen. And so as a part of the 1 year immersion, I encourage you to participate in that, but we'll have some special bonus stuff that's only accessible to this group where you're ready for it now.
yeah.
You're ready for it through your burning desire. But one thing I also want to acknowledge, Esther, you know, on the call on Sunday, that clip that we sent out where Roma Rishi was talking about, you know, having access to something that was the missing piece in discovering his purpose, you're the one that felt inspired with love to share it. And how did that feel watching that and knowing that someone who's contributed so much in your life, you gave something back that was so meaningful?
It was magnificent. It brought instant tears to my eyes and just such appreciation to my heart of His Holiness Dalai Lama once says, if you ever doubt the power of one, try spending the night with a mosquito. And it's one thing to know these things as you're talking about, as principles. I'm seeing a lot of, I'm curious for that. But yeah, I remember being in the mountains of, I don't know, Tennessee or Georgia, someplace, and the no-see-ums coming through at night. No fun. Anyhow, the point is that to realize it, to have the experience, and what this immersion just in the last year has done for me, and especially Dr. Clint, your encouragement that has challenged me to, it's like opening up further and further to fulfilling the dream in my heart. That's always been there from the Bodhisattva vow, from hearing Buckminster Fuller years ago of, I know I'm not here just for my own life, but that includes the fulfillment of my own life. You can't I mean, I find I can't, there's no bypassing.
Esther,
Spiritual or otherwise. And that the gratitude for that you can't say, because it's not just that it happens on these calls, it has spilled over into my life like a fountain, so that I know for the most part wherever I go, I have, the ignition of my sun is shining, that joy, that light, that love, and the compassion. It's like to go be, uh it's so much compassion that's been there for a long time, but there was, I didn't feel, I didn't give myself permission to fully shine.
yeah. Well, you
And
know, one thing as you're sharing, because so many
yeah,
things come, but you know, Mariam, she says she was so afraid to get on camera before, but now she's leading all kinds of group. Janet, she said her throat chakra was unlocked. And when the impulse comes from love, I mean, even just this one introduction, where out of love, you shared the book with Roma Rishi and Tara. How
yeah,
many people's lives are going to be blessed and benefit? You'll have no idea. And the reason why I want to mention this now is because in the space of everyone participating in this in this 1 year immersion, I'm going to have you share in a little bit, Roma Rishi, a little bit more. But in the space of this Ancient Secrets immersion, you have no idea whose lives are going to be changed because you take this powerful step. And if in this moment you're like, you know, I feel inspired, someone else should also participate in this journey with me, pay attention, because you don't know who needs what at which time. You know, on a personal level, this upcoming weekend, I'm celebrating, and next weekend I'll be celebrating again, but in a different way. I'll be attending the funeral of Nick, who was a part of our 100-day course and ended up taking his life, you know, and people are suffering. You know, there's a lot of there's a quote in the book says you could go up to almost anyone. Instead of saying, how are you doing? You could say, where does it hurt? Where does it hurt? And in your life, what if there's some inspiration you have, some impulse, whether it's sharing the book or my TEDx talk or this opportunity for this, 1-year immersion with, that it totally changes their life. And it gives them some of the best time of their life. In the 100-day course also was Sue Velasquez. Because she joined that 100-day course, Joe Velasquez lost 40 pounds and all the pain in his body went away. It was some of Sue's last months of her life. And a lot of that's in God's hands. But what if whatever time we have with people in our lives, we help make it the happiest and the healthiest? And the big place to start with is you. As you change, it automatically shifts and changes other people around you. And I only wanted to mention that because we're officially going to be starting this 1-year immersion next month will be the official start. But maybe between now and then, you have an idea of someone in your heart. You just get some inspiration. Don't judge it, but just have that opportunity. There will be an investment that will be required for this. And the investment can be in terms of time, money, or energy. We're going to make it accessible to everyone, but there will be an investment required, but everyone can participate who has a burning desire. And so Esther, Francis, I'm so happy that last year was the happiest and healthiest year of your life. And now imagine what's possible this upcoming year. Romarishi, anything you want to share with Esther about her following that impression of love?
Sure. We met Esther a long time ago when we were teaching in Woodstock, New York. Tara and I were giving our multimedia seminar called Secrets of the Siddhas, Health, Longevity, and Enlightenment. I mean, can you imagine how that matches up with the ancient secrets? Secrets of the Siddhas, Health, Longevity, and Enlightenment. And we gave that seminar 600 times for free all over America. We never charged for it. And Esther came to that. That's how we met Esther. And we haven't been in close contact since then. That was what, more than 10 years ago?
It's around 2010, I think.
We haven't been in
Yeah.
close contact, but we do see her periodically. Like we run into her in a parking lot in Santa Cruz. And we always feel so much love for Esther. Every time we are with her, even if it's only crossing paths in a parking lot, our hearts open and we feel we love Esther. And so to find out that she's part of this community has been such a joy. And Jody Curtis, the same thing.
Yeah.
The same exact thing.
Mhm.
Jody Curtis came to one of our seminars years ago. So we're rediscovering, one of the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism is that every person has been your mother in a previous lifetime.
Mm.
And I feel definitely every person you come in contact with, you have a karmic relationship with. And right now, I'm feeling that all these people who are taking part in this 1-year immersion, we have such karma together.
Mm.
We are already a family.
Yeah.
And we're going to even grow in greater love for each other throughout this year. It's just an amazing thing. And
So-
one thing that you just mentioned that really, really means a lot to me is sometimes I'll think about someone and I'll go, oh, maybe I should tell them about the ancient secrets. But they're very busy and they're already very involved in other things that I think take up all their time. Maybe they won't be interested in it, but I don't let that stop me. I don't let that stop me.
Yeah,
I go,
exactly.
no, this might really resonate with them. For instance, we have a dear friend named Shakti, and she's a very prolific teacher. She teaches meditation and spirituality over the internet. She has like 1,000 or more subscribers. And a few weeks ago, I sent her one of the videos of you being interviewed or you talking. And she wrote back and she said, I loved that video. And yesterday she told me we're already implementing. She read the book, she loved the book, and she said we're already implementing in our life the ancient secrets. We're cooking mung bean soup. And then she said, and I'm recommending to all my students that they read Clint's book. Now, I could have not reached out to her. I could have thought, oh, she's already a spiritual teacher. She has over 1,000 students. She's probably not going to be interested. But no, she was super interested. And she's already implementing it and recommending it to all of her students.
One thing I love about the ancient secrets is if you recommend it to someone and they say they're no or not interested, also that's okay. You know, we honor everyone's path. And who knows, but just placing it there maybe at the right time. In fact, there's a really fun story about a woman from Germany who she gave the book to her mom, and her mom never read it, but she put it on the table, and her mom's friend, who's a priest, came and picked it up and just started reading this. And he's like, whoa, started applying it. It started changing his life. And so in his church now, he starts teaching the marmas and the home remedies and other stuff. Wow. So you never know, when you have an impulse of love, you act on it. You never know where that seed will grow. Now, Romarishi, I love that you acknowledged that we are all a family. And I want right now you to meet some of your family members. Jerem and Joseph, if you can stay on the main section, because I want you to share, because we're broadcasting to live Facebook right now. But everyone else, you're going to see in a moment, you're going to see where you can join a breakout room with 3 or 4 other people. I just want you to share what just real briefly, like 1 minute each, 30 seconds to 1 minute each. Like, what are you most looking forward to in this 1-year immersion experience? And if you want to, like, what attracted you to it? You know, you can share where you're from and all that. So on your screen right now, let's see if I can open the rooms. You'll see where you can join these breakout rooms. And again, Jerem and Joseph, you could just stay here in this one, but go and then share. What are you most excited for? What are you looking forward to in this 1-year immersion? So Jerem, you want to share? Oh, I see you got it.
Sure. Yeah. You know, I actually questioned whether this was the right timing for me to join this group. And when I get into a quiet space, my answer from the divine was, duh, what are you kidding me? And it was clear that to spend a year soaking in the experience of love with everyone is priceless, and it would be ridiculous to not do that. So that's my my excitement.
Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. All right, Joseph. And Cornelia, can you go through the breakout rooms, make sure everyone has at least one other person with them? Thanks. Joseph, you still here?
I am.
Cool. For you?
Well, I have spent the last 40 years in Western medicine, and 25 to 30 of those years I've been an orthopedic surgeon. And I had that experience in the love of healing and helping, and I loved it. I also knew somewhere along the way, you know, I was really never the one doing the healing, and I just made the arrangements. And I started exploring other aspects of healing, I guess, you know, refer to the alternative world, you know, as the Western people say. And, you know, the Western healing practice, you're led by your mind. This world, the ancient secret world, you're led by your heart. And I've been blessed to experience what I refer to as the magic. You know, here there are miracles, but there's also magic out there. And after experiencing that, I want more, and I want to be in that world. I find myself, as you say, I'm a microcosm of the macrocosm. I'm in a place where I need healing. The world needs healing. A space led by our hearts to bring about the healing that we all need from a place of love is much more exciting and attractive to me than being led by my head. And not the Western medicine has its place, but that isn't the place that I want to be. I have unfortunately just experienced more loss in my family, and I'm reminded that I'm not here forever. Nobody is, and I have time left to give and to share, and this is where I want to be in learning. This is where I want to be in giving and in sharing and in healing. And it's always been my path to try to leave this place better than I found it. And I believe that following the ancient secrets is a way that I can manifest making this place better than I found it and making me better than I am. So that's my excitement. I'm excited to become a part of this community and to just grow within it. So thank you for the opportunity, and it's a blessing to be a part of it. Thank you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Can you share one way in which you mentioned how when you taste it, you want more? Could you share one of the miracles that you've seen, or one of the things that you saw that was beautiful from this? I love how you said it. Sometimes Western medicine, it comes from the mind, or it's a path of the mind, or something like that. How did you say that again?
Well, in medicine, in Western medicine, you're led by your head.
Oh, yeah.
You hear a problem, so you start thinking, okay, well, it goes into this category. What about this? What about this? And you've got all your paradigms and your algorithms that your brain works through to come up with the answer, right? So, in the other world.
Real quick, because most people just joined us from the breakout rooms, and I don't want you to miss this. So Joseph just shared so beautifully about how, his career as an orthopedic surgeon in Western medicine, he's just making the distinction that in that world, you're led by your head. But in this world of ancient secrets, you're guided by your heart. And how when you see those miracles happen, he's like, this is where I don't know how many days I have left on this planet, but this is where I want to spend them, devoted to this kind of a mission because of these results. Did I summarize that right, Joseph?
You're right on, spot on.
Well, I'm so excited as you were in the breakout rooms and getting to know the other people and the people who shared here. Jerem, Joseph, so beautiful. Isn't it so exciting to meet your new family? Some of them maybe you knew before, but people from literally all over the planet are joining from this experience, including Munera. I see you here joining from Saudi Arabia. Yes.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Good. And everyone who's joining, we all have our own miracle experience. But Munera, when you're thinking about a 1-year immersion in the ancient secrets, even just hearing that, what does it do inside of you, your heart, your mind?
I just think that there's a lot to learn. I mean, when I took the 100 days course, I'm still studying it, to be honest. Like, I think it's just, there's a lot of information, and I can't imagine what this 1-year course will, like, how many information we're going to get out of it. So I am really excited. And, me and my friends just started this retreat here because everybody's complaining, like all our friends are complaining about having like emotional and mental issues because of COVID. And I was like, okay, I want to take everything I learned here and maybe do something about it. And I hope I'll be able to do that. And so I'm really excited to join. I mean, this is just perfect because this is exactly what I need.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to help people here, doing that.
Well, I love, like, every once in a while I get a message from Lunera saying, my friend's, cat needs this something, or my some relative has something, what are the ancient secrets? And how fun, because she has a real passion, because she knows how much it helped her. For those who haven't seen Munera's story, actually, we should post a link, because you got to watch this crazy, amazing, life-changing story. You hear her story. So if you haven't heard it yet, definitely you got to hear her story about how the ancient secrets, man, it's so beautiful. So, but then when you see the results come, you're like, I want to learn this.
Yeah.
How does this work? And how can I be an instrument of help and healing in the lives of others? So excited for you to join. I just love seeing the people on this call. Randy, I love seeing you here. I could read everybody's name. Ellen.
So Dr. Clint, so amazing. You put me in a breakout room with Ronnie. Like, oh my God, we had such a fun time in there. Yeah, without her, there were so many people she supports around many parts of the area that she lives. And it's been such a blessing. And then for the two of us to be on this call, we had such a good time together, because literally we're always helping other people and we never get to talk. So it was beautiful.
Amazing. Perfect.
Oh, I love that. Well, I know, Ronnie, actually, because you've been wanting something like this for a long time, what does it feel like that we're starting now? What are you looking forward to most in this 1 year experience?
Oh my God. My heart's beating so fast, I don't even know if I can talk. I wake up to do this. I wake up every day. My greatest joy is sharing, bringing new people. The whole time you were talking this morning, I was on the phone hooking up people. You got to get on the phone. You got to get out. You got to get on Facebook. You got to do this. I live for it. I understand it and the value of it. And I feel so blessed. And there isn't anything I'd rather do. And then Dr. Steve shows up today. It was like, whoa, total magic.
Yeah, I love that magic. And you'll see that happen so much in our lives. So, and Ronnie, I just want to say you are a powerful instrument of contagious healing on the planet too. The fact that you have just, with so much passion and love, been sharing how many people's lives are going to be blessed. We don't even know, we can't tell, but it's exciting to just be a part of it, to be part of this journey. One of the people, the thing that impacts us the most, for me, like, again, going back to what Roma Rishi was saying about, you never know who you should share it with. Sometimes I've shared it with my own family, and they're not interested. Okay, they don't.
And that's what I love about Ronnie. Ronnie has met with tremendous resistance, and she waits, and finally they turn around and they're like, "Oh, what was that you were saying?" And right, she got a call today, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, those magic moments will come, and if people are not interested, love them even more. Don't force anyone. Part of the ancient secrets is allowing people to have that magic moment inside themselves. And for me, the magic moment has happened with so many family members. My mom, whose story you'll hear more about, my brother, my sister. But with Ronnie, I just want to acknowledge her daughter, Heidi, who is such an important part of this training. In fact, just if you can stay with us here on this call, everyone, for 10 more minutes. I'm going to make this call. It's not going to be a long one. Just for 10 more minutes, I want to show you just a sneak peek of some of what we have to look forward to by sharing something that Heidi created, where it kind of pulls together a lot of the whole concepts and everything. So I'm going to pull it up right here, right now, if I can. And I want to thank you, Ronnie, for introducing me to Heidi. So powerful and so amazing and so helpful. Just a total gift in so many ways. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right now. So what we're talking about why we're excited, but what is it? What is the 1 year Ancient Secrets Immersion? And so we're creating it's going to be this online portal where only you will have access to it. And in this 1 year immersion, we're going to go deeper. Every second Saturday of each month for the next 12 months. So starting February, and every second Saturday of the month, we'll have a live, at least 2, it'll sometimes be 3 if needed, but 2-hour live session in which we'll reveal ancient secrets. Now, the other weeks, there's stuff happening, but you can just watch the recordings if you want. The other thing is, I just the people who are participating in this, we're ready. We're ready for this full experience. And so included with the registration for the 1-year immersion, not only is it the live monthly calls with Deepika, with Dr. Steve, with Dr. Giovanni, with Vinay, with myself, with, well, I'm going to be in conversation with some of the other ones as well, each month building on the previous one. But also for those who have already participated in the 100-day course, we want to make sure you have access to those materials again. So we're giving you access to those materials, and each month or for the first 12 weeks, there's bonus calls, which so you can just refresh yourself on that stuff. Because the Ancient Secrets Immersion, we want to go deeper in it. Now, if you haven't already done the 100-day course, we have such a gift for you. By just joining the 1-year immersion, you have access to those materials, which is a self-paced course, going to the recordings, and also the 12 bonus calls, where if you have any questions along the way, we'll go through it. And then each month we'll go deeper into those concepts. Then also, for those who want to, you can join. If you're joining the 1-year immersion, the 28-day detox starts this weekend. And you can join with us. It's an optional activity, but you'll get access to the materials and the guided support. Cornelia, do you want to talk about that part just for a second? I know there's lots of people here on the call that are already doing it, but anything? I don't know how I got muted, but
I did. Sorry.
Just anything about if people want to join that experience, how they can join it.
Yes, of course, you can more or less just start. Send me maybe my email. I put it right here into the chat, and send me a message if you want to join, so I can send out then the material to everyone. It is like normally when we really do the 28 days detox, that you take herbs during the 28 days alongside with the change in your diet. However, because we are starting tomorrow, that of course is not possible that you're starting with the herbs, but you can still book your appointment with an Ayurvedic Shakti doctor, have your appointment with them, and then they will guide you also what kind of herbs you would take. But you could definitely start right tomorrow with the diet that we are starting, and then join in a little bit later with taking the supplements. Dr. Hemang has spoken about that on one of the calls, so that is possible.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we will have another one round at some point, but you will definitely have the material, and you can always do it on your own as well. With the help of Ayurvedic Shakti, they are so supportive when you book your appointments to guide you through the whole process of Panchakarma and home detox.
Beautiful. I just want to see a raise of hands. Who already has done a 28-day detox or 30-day detox, either with mung soup or anything else? Okay, quite a few people have already done it. If you haven't done it, it is a really powerful immersion experience. And if you have already done it, you can do it again and see what happens this time. And so always with that guidance, if you don't have the herbs, no problem. Start with mung. Start with mung only. In fact, that's what we did before the Healthy Me Detox came into place. So thank you, Carol, Cornelia, and Jana, who are guiding that. If you can make sure you put that in there. So for anyone doing the 1-year immersion, how cool to be able to do this with other people and get that support. And there's so much more to it. I'm going to show what else. Also, never before released immersion experiences that go along with each chapter of the book. So at the end of the book, it talks about a workbook that goes along with the book, and it's been completed for a long time, but we never published it. You're going to be the first one where we go through those immersion activities. It's where you apply those principles that you may have read, but just missed certain things. Even Cornelia, who edited the book, she says it was on her 4th time reading the book where she got an aha about one principle that's so easy to miss. So it's really being immersed in those experiences. The other thing is never before released videos and audio recordings of Dr. Naram, where he shares powerful ancient secrets. And then we have the archive of those videos that you can access anytime throughout the year. Also included, we're doing another 30-day miracle experiment experience where you have the daily journal, you have the track, the unstoppable track from Dr. Naram. We're doing that next one starting middle of May. So included in your 1-year immersion is you can participate in that. And I didn't put this in, but you'll also get an extra ticket where you can give to someone that you love. Also, the Ancient Secrets Emergency Kit instructions, what spices, what herbs, what supplements to get, and how to use them when you need them. Never before released meditations of Dr. Ram that I'm creating in collaboration with Gary Malkin and Wisdom of the World. And then also 2 tickets for the first ever Ancient Secrets Summit held on Dr. Ram's birthday this year, May 3rd to 6th. Originally, we were going to do it live, but we're making an announcement tomorrow that because of travel restrictions and everything, we're making it a virtual summit with the theme, Let Love Guide You, which will be 3 of probably the most fun, relaxed, inspiring days, celebrating all the ways in which love has guided us, and together as a group looking at how love can guide us as we're moving forward into the future. So having said that, that's the starting point. Yeah, okay. I don't know, I just even looked at that, I'm like, wow, there's so much that we have access to that's an abundance of awesomeness. Most important is what we apply, what we actually do. And so every month we'll be giving you something on a daily basis where you can apply some process with marmas, some process with, there's going to be something you can do daily where it's an application. Even if you, of all the abundance of everything, even if you just pick one thing and actually do it, is going to be awesome. You know, so the immersion experiences in these community, in this group, we work with each other to encourage each other to actually live it. And then in the living of it, you see, this experience happened and where to go deeper. Okay, I want to see, does anyone have any questions so far? Anyone have any questions? Let's say about 5 more minutes and we'll complete this call. Let's see, any questions, any questions, any questions? Okay. Susan. And then Gary, maybe. Go ahead, Susan.
Will there be pods? Will we be assigned pods?
Yeah, good question. We are going to give this as an optional thing, and we'll discuss on the first call. The second Saturday of February is where you'll meet your pod if you want to opt into that. Now, some people may not want to do that, but I think most people will, especially when you learn how awesome it is. So there will be, and it's going to be a little bit different from the 100-day course or anything else, how it's structured, but it'll be in a way where you just have a smaller group in which you report to what you're learning, what you're experiencing. And yes, that will be a big part of it, Susan. Cool. Gary, did you have a question?
Yeah, I did. I don't know if I signed up.
Yeah, that's a really good question. No one here has signed up because it hasn't been possible yet. What everyone has done that's on this call is you've applied to be a part of it, but you know, in everything else, we're creating the landing page right now where you can register. And so it'll explain, you know, for the 100-day course, the fee was I think it was like 1,500 USD for that 100 days, for that 3 months. So this is a full year. And we're going to make it so awesome that basically so irresistible that there's no excuse not to participate. And for those who have the financial resource and they can pay the price in terms of money, awesome. That helps the whole program, everything. And a big portion of it goes to the foundation, helping the orphan kids and all that. For those who have any financial need or concern, we'll have an early bird price where if you pay it by the end of the month, you can get that. And then if that's even a concern, we have a scholarship program. So very similar to the 100-day program, we'll have just a way in which if you really have a burning desire to participate, you can join the scholarship program, and through helping us through all the different activities, you can pay the price in terms of energy, effort, love, you know, like this. Gary, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
And so my guess is that will be available within this week. Me and Heidi were finishing up the details of it. We just wanted it so as soon as you register, you can go into the online learning portal that gives you access to the first thing. So we're just getting those pieces, but we'll send you an email for that. If you already know that this is some burning desire that you want, I just want you to put in the chat, I'm in, you know, I want this. I have a burning desire. I just want to see I'm in there. Anyone else have a question? You can unmute yourself. Ronnie? Do you have a question?
Yeah.
What is it?
How long will people be able to sign up? What's the period of?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the early bird will finish the end of this month, January 31st, but people will be able to sign up technically until the second Saturday, because I want everyone to have the same starting point. And so the second Saturday of February is February 12th. February 12th. So that will be, the deadline will be like, you know, a couple days before that, something like that. Okay, cool. Any other questions? You can unmute yourself. Any other questions?
Will you send us the link?
Yeah, actually, you know, that's a really good point. Cornelia, can you post again the link to the application? If you haven't applied, if you've already applied and you got the email, awesome. But if you haven't applied yet, we want to make sure that you do. And so then we'll have your email and we'll send you the link as soon as it's available. Now, sometimes those emails go to spam. So if you don't get it by next Saturday, then send an email to us and to make sure you get it. Let me just make sure I show you this. It's good. I want to make sure everyone gets this. Cornelia, can you find the link to the application?
Yep, 1 second.
It's also, if you watch this, we're recording on Facebook Live and it's included there. So if you ever lose it or forget where it is, just go to this Facebook Live video and you'll see the link in the description. You click on there and you'll be able to apply. Great. And then we'll have your email and we can send you, as soon as registration's open, you can be the first to register. Any other questions?
Yes. Do you have an approximate time that you think this particular Saturday, the 12th, or the second Saturdays, is it an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours?
Yeah, I would say block out 2 hours. 2 hours. Now, sometimes if we're in pods, I've seen this happen even on the Sunday calls. I'm always surprised that the call will end and then people stay on the pod group for another hour, 2 hours, sometimes just because they're connecting and going so deep. So, but I would say 2 hours is a good estimate.
Thank you. And what time of day?
Oh, great question. Because I also got requests from Carol V and others that 8 a.m. is too early for some people. So we're doing it at 10 a.m. Pacific. So same time that this call was is when the live call will be. Now, in the future, we'll have to adjust for some people in Asia Pacific or other areas, but just starting will be that. Looks like I need to drink some water. Good question. Anyone else, any questions?
What day is it going to be? Like, not because that's going to be 9 p.m. my time.
Yeah, so
like,
Saturday, second Saturday of every month at 9 p.m. your time. So it's starting with February 12th. Now, if you're not live, no problem. You can watch the recordings. In fact, we created this so it's so low stress, so high fun. Even if you never ever attend any of the live stuff, you're going to get so much from it. Just having access to an archive of videos in which, when you need to know the home remedy for a nosebleed, you just type it in and you can find that. It's so cool. So don't feel a lot of stress. If you can attend live, will be awesome. Elio, question?
Yes. It went out of my head.
Can I ask you a question, Elio?
Shoot.
Why are you so awesome?
Make me blush. No, it was I don't know.
Okay. If you
I'll
think,
call you back and you'll give you the question. Sorry.
no problem. If the question comes to you, you can ask it. I just want to have it open for anyone. Anyway, and Elio, I think I know what your question was, Elio. It was our praying mantises, our stick bug welcome also on the calls. Yes, they're also welcome on the calls.
You're funny.
Yeah, if anyone didn't see that miracle from last Sunday's call, you gotta watch that. It was so beautiful.
Wow, that was an incredible experience. And
Okay.
those people are going to remember me and they says, "Oh, that's the mantis guy." My name Elio disappeared.
Yeah. All right, Jean Marie, any question from you, or what makes you excited? Does this feel good to you?
Yes, this feels really, really good to me. Yeah. Just a little bit. God bless the COVID, right? So I was running for the 3-year, and by golly, 10 days down, and I got to think about going deeper and sitting in one spot and what that might be like for me. So I'm very, very, very grateful to be here. I'm very excited. The 100-day was absolutely life transforming for me. And so to be doing this for another year and going deeper into the processes is just an amazing opportunity. So thank you.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. And Dr. Maria, I saw you're on this call, and I just want to acknowledge you. There's going to be optional activities people in this 1-year immersion can participate in. And Dr. Maria, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Well, I still have this idea that making these healing reports to the scientific journals. So maybe I can somehow connect it with this 1 year.
Yes, I had the same thought. Even Carol had some ideas about what if we could track progress from people when they begin to the end. We get your blood reports, we can measure your telomeres, whatever kind of stuff, whatever basically we have a medical research team, Angels, and Dr. Maria is leading this group. And if you want to be a part of helping write those scientific research reports, or even just be a participant in the research, I wanted to acknowledge her because we got a lot of people that are going to be interested in doing this. And through this 1-year immersion, one of the side benefits is we'll have some medical research reports from those that do the 28-day detox. You know, those that participate.
So Dr. Clint, we're actually starting one with a mother who is pregnant and type 1 diabetic with a type 1 diabetic child, but they have Dexacoms. So we know their blood sugar every 5 minutes, and we're going to track that with the herbal intake and see how that works. And we're working with the Ayurshakti doctors and these wonderful people. And it's amazing. If I could have more data, the way things are happening, you know, they're just not miracles. They're actually physiological changes in people.
Yes, I love that. And so, Dr. Maria, I wanted to acknowledge you because as a part of this 1-year immersion, there's going to be lots of optional things we can participate in. And it is exciting, like Dr. Stevens said. And so if you're interested in that at all, then pay attention. If you're interested in communication with animals, you know, pay attention. If you're interested in all the different aspects, you know, this is it's like a buffet. It's a buffet in which you get to pick which immersion experiences you want to have that can provide a transformation and serve this planet. Dr. Ahm's vision was helping the ancient secrets go into the whole planet to benefit every heart and every home. And what you're doing, Dr. Maria, is an important part, because people like me that are so skeptical, you know, sometimes it helps saying, oh, look, it's like Dr. Stevens said, there's also physiological changes that are measurable and tangible. So thank you for that, Dr. Maria. Beautiful. I see so many people on this call that I love. Okay, just one second. Sanjeev, doesn't sound like questions are being answered in this chat. Oh yeah, Sanjeev, if you asked a question in the chat, let's see. How can I get the video recording of this call? Oh, great question, Sanjeev. Right now, this is being actually recorded on Facebook Live. So if you go to might as well just show you where it is. Actually, you know, this is another thing. If you're participating in the 1-year immersion, or you're participating, if you're participating in the 1-year immersion, then I just highly recommend you do a couple of stuff. First of all is joining the Facebook community, which we can post the link of. We'll have a WhatsApp group that's specifically for this we haven't created yet. But then I also want to make sure that you join, let's see here. Yeah, that you can also follow my page on Facebook. So it's just Dr. Clint G. Rogers. And here you can see the video is live right now. And so if you like this page, you get updates on it. And then also on Instagram is where I post a lot of stuff too. So if you go to Instagram, and I'll just post both of those links in the chat, you know, just follow me on Instagram, because a lot of announcements are there and a lot of fun stuff. And then I also just go back and I'll post the Facebook link where you can see, this is where you can get the Facebook Live video from today. And also where so many cool things happen. Okay, awesome. Amazing. We could talk forever about so many things. I don't know. I just out of love, I want to see Randy. Randy's already calling you, putting you on the spot. But what are you excited about for this immersion experience?
I haven't really decided whether I was going on it, because I hate to be asking for things all the time. I'm still in the financially challenged aspect of my life, so this is the biggest problem.
Beautiful, Randy. I love that you said that, and I want to. Yeah, I want to say that as a part of this, you know, I just had a call this last week, and the ancient secrets for abundance. You know, I intentionally said not only the healthiest, happiest, but most abundant year of your life. And I wanted to make it so there wasn't an obstacle of financial things. Now, if you're able to donate towards a scholarship fund, awesome. If you can pay the full price, it's worth 10 times that. But I'm so glad, Randy, you're on this call and that you said that, because I think many people may have that same question in their heart. And if you have that question, and if money is the obstacle, don't let that be the obstacle, please. But see if there's a burning desire to immerse yourself in this, and a curiosity to do a 1-year experiment of, okay, yeah, there's a little bit of humility sometimes to say, okay, I don't have the finances yet, but I want to do this experiment and experience this. And then I want to do this properly and see at the end of the year what happens in terms of health, happiness, and abundance. And Randy, I'm with you. You're my brother. I'm so much with you. And if as
I,
oh, go ahead.
I'm just, it's rather embarrassing, but anyways, that's what my life is these days. And it's, being on this call, because I haven't been participating very much recently. And it's so nice to see the enthusiasm for everybody and to see everybody again that I haven't seen for a long time. And yeah, I guess it was one of those things I had to be here because now what you're talking about, the course, is, yes, it's something that I've been wanting for a long, long time throughout my life. And I should be taking it, not just letting life proceed without me, I guess is how I'm looking at it. So.
Oh, beautiful, Randy. And I want to say welcome. You're always welcome, whatever life path. And I think a lot of people who have participated in the times in the past and their life path is taken a different way, I think they're going to come back just for the joy of it. Like, this is what we wanted from the beginning and we just weren't ready for it quite yet. That's why I don't know if you can sense, Randy, you know me for a long time and generally I'm happy and excited, you know,
Yeah.
but there's like a special kind of charge with this. And a special kind of, I don't know if charge is the right word, but I guess, yeah, it's a special kind of thing because I've wanted this. And it's so flexible. Even there's not a time requirement for people who participate. It's just a passion requirement, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that is life again. And I know I'm going through something right now, and it's just a matter of time is the healer of life. And it's everybody's on the up and down wave of life. And it seems to be, I'm so busy. I'm got so many things to do, and nothing seems to be turning out right as far as where I want it to go. But hey, I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm still laughing. So what else is there? Is it? That's how I look at it. It's so.
Well, I want this to be. I want what Randy shared with his authentic vulnerability to be to mark it in your heart and soul that this is exactly what we want. We want you to show up exactly as you are and to be totally authentic and transparent about whatever you're experiencing. And in that space of what's real, so much possibility is there. And so thank you, Randy, for being here and just sharing that in this way. The other thing that came into my mind, and Cornelia and then Elio next, Dr. Ram, when he was on front of a stage in front of 700 people, I have this video. If I found it fast enough, I'd play it for you. But he starts it off by sharing, I am here and I'm going to give you my 1000%. He's like, or I think he said 100% this particular time. I'm going to give you my 100%. He's like, what I'm asking from you is even if you can only give 20, 30%, he's like, by the end of it, we're all going to be giving 100%. And so I feel like Dr. Ram, all the time that he spent with such a skeptic like me, devoting 100%, come with wherever you are, whatever point you are, but just that spark, that curiosity, the willingness to do this 1-year experiment will pay so many dividends in the end. And as much as you're willing to give, if you're willing to go 10 steps on this path, you'll gain that much. If you go 100 steps, you'll gain that much. If you want to go 1 mile, you'll gain that much. 10 miles, you go that much. It's a choose your own adventure in many ways, a buffet in which you benefit from as deep and as far as you want to go. And together, as we do this together, wow, in that space of possibility, your efforts will be multiplied beyond what would normally happen in another context. This is what I feel. All right, Cornelia, and then Elio, and then Joseph.
Yeah, my question is actually a question that Kira has, and I want to read it out for her because she cannot be like on the mic. And she asks, I'm wondering if the sessions will be posted online later or if they will be kept private among the group for confidentiality so we can be more open and vulnerable. Could you please?
Oh, such a good question. Such a beautiful question. So like if there's an intro call, a Sunday call, something like this where it's open to the public, then those will be public. But these courses, these calls will be exclusively for those people who are in this 1-year Ancient Secrets immersion. And especially in the breakout rooms, we're not recording those. And so in which a lot of the sharing and a lot of healing happens, those, unless it's the graduation call where you're sharing your miracles or something like that, if it's the ones that are in that, usually they're not recorded unless as a group you opt in case someone misses. But great question. So question. Good question. Elio.
I remember what I forgot.
Yeah.
The link for a 100-day course is going to be activated immediately or on the 14th, because I have everything lined up.
Oh,
But
good.
not everything. You see what I'm saying? I'm almost there. And if I had that, it will help me tremendously. Here.
Oh, wait. Oh, there we go.
And I have a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I did not exactly 100% had everything lined up. So you said that we're going to use that lessons during the year. So I would like to, I like to be prepared, and you know who I am.
Very good question. So if you already know that you're a yes for this, then as soon as you register, so it's like, we'll have the link ready, like this week is my aim. As soon as you register, then you'll also have access to the 100-day materials. And if you're already in the 100-day course, awesome. We love you, and it's so good, and it's so worth it. And there's so much benefits will come. And so awesome. Because we'll have some of the bonus calls. Cornelia, the bonus calls start as soon as Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as Wednesday. Great. All right, Joseph, and then Lori.
Just a technical thing. I'm guessing it's not updated yet, but when I was actually trying to copy the link to register, it came up with the same application that we've already filled out. So I assume will that be updated or different?
Great question. If you've already filled out the application, you don't have to. And the link for registration is not available yet because we're doing some final touches to it. But within this week, we'll email you. Okay. And when we email you, then you'll have the link. You can go, you can register right away, and then you'll not everything will be accessible from the beginning, but you'll have access to the start of things, including the 100-day course, the 28-day detox, guided materials, all that. Lori.
Perfect. So this is really odd. So I have been, following you for a while. I've had a pulse reading. I've done all that. I have cancer. What am I supposed to do? It's like, okay, how do I don't know the steps, but I want in secrets to heal my cancer. What do I do? What is my first step?
Well, the first step is you just did it. You asked for help. And in the space of asking for help, I just want to see if I understand you. First of all, can I see if I understand you?
Sure.
Yeah, you've done many things. You came for different stuff and different things, but you have the problem is this, I won't say problem. Dr. Ram says there's no such thing as a problem, but this challenge, this cancer is still here. And you want to apply the ancient secrets to heal it. And you want to know, how do I do that? Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I'm so glad you came. I don't know if this was for you, but literally right before the call, I loaded up a video of Dr. Naram and this story that I want to share with everyone right now.
Basically, I have a son.
Just 1 second.
My son has had some severe illnesses. He's had
Okay, so I'm pausing just for a moment. First of all, before we do anything else, I want everyone to put their hands together like this and just send Lori so much love. Oh, I love you and I'm with you, Lori. Lori, you are a microcosm of the macrocosm. And as your healing happens, it helps all of us. So it's easy to send love to you. People all over the world right now sending love to you. Now, can ancient secrets help with any challenge? Yes. Did I just get a message this morning from someone that came because she was worried about cancer, and then after applying the ancient secrets went back and saw that it wasn't a problem? Yes. Has I recorded hundreds and hundreds of stories? Yes. It's so exciting. Do we have medical disclaimers for everything? Yes. If you have a medical problem, go to a medical doctor. Yes. If you want to experience vibrant health and unlimited energy and peace of mind, yes, come here. And why not apply this? And so for whatever reason, and I want to honor people's time. If you need to leave the call now, I love you and I'm with you. But if you have time to watch this video, literally before I got on the call, I opened this planning to share this video. I just thought it would be worth it. And so maybe in ending this call, it's just good to see this video of this woman who was one of the very first people I ever recorded as I was traveling with Dr. Naram. She's one of the first people that I recorded her story. And I just thought it's helpful because then I want to share when I played this for Dr. Naram, what happened to him and what he said.
Basically, I have a son who, my son has had some severe illnesses. He's had neuroblastoma, which is childhood cancer, and it's actually a very severe cancer. And he had an autoimmune disorder that was attacking his brain, so he couldn't walk or talk. He had to relearn all of that. So he ended up with it's called CVID, or common variable immune deficiency. That's what he has. That means he has no B cells. He had no B cells, no plasma cells, no antibodies. But he had some T cells. But then down the road, they found out his T cells had been dropping, and they were below the normal. So then he was pretty much like the little boy in a bubble. He had no immunity. So by then, all the doctors, all the like 5 specialists I was going to see with him, were just throwing their arms up, going, we don't know what we're going to do. A lot of people and my friends said, you got to see Dr. Naram. He's really amazing. He can turn everything around. I've seen him do amazing things. And she herself said he did amazing things for her. So I did. We went, and it was kind of interesting. My husband took him all the way to Atlanta to see him. And my son was like, had been in the car for 5 hours, and it was 10:30 at night. And he was like bouncing off the walls, kids eventually. But Dr. Naram was so sweet. He just went and hello, and he was talking to him and playing with him. But meanwhile, he was taking his pulse. And so he came to my husband. He said, okay, he said, so hyper. His vata is way, like really high. And he was saying all the different things that was going on with my son. And then my husband said, well, do you need to see him? He said, I already did. It was like so fast. But so then what happened is we followed everything to the letter, all the diet that he said for him. He even told me that he could hardly digest anything. So he said only basmati rice, no brown rice, because he can't digest it. Like basically really, really strict diet. And he gave him a bunch of herbs. And 3 weeks later, we went to see this very high, best immunologist in the country, because that's where they sent us. And here's my son. There he is. This is there, Tom.
I like dinosaurs.
And he loves dinosaurs. So he's the one who went through all of this. And so what happened next is this immunologist took a bunch of his blood, and a month later we got the results, and he said, well, all his B cells are normal, his plasma cells are normal, and all his T cells are normal. And I was like, are you talking about the same kid? Because in 3 weeks, he did what no other specialist could do in years, because he had no B cells for 6 years. Because my son is very sensitive, he could feel the love that Dr. Naram has for him. So he felt not threatened. He wasn't threatened at all. So he was just totally, whatever Dr. Naram told him, he just did it. Go on the floor, do this, do that, crack, so many things.
I'm just going to pause right there, and I'll send you the links to the whole videos. But, Lori, yeah, even that part at the end, like sometimes in this 1-year immersion, we're not going to know why we're told to do certain stuff about diet, or, given suggestions or ideas about herbs and diet. But when you follow it, then you just start to feel better in every single way. And I can send you so many other videos about Dr. Ram where he gave specific instructions on this. And I want to review again with you, although the 1-year immersion, it starts officially, the second Saturday of February. And in this 1-year immersion, everyone, you're going to pick one thing, especially you want to focus on, you want to experience some healing with. Maybe it's your relationship with money. Maybe it's a physical ailment. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's that you want to speak and you don't feel comfortable. Maybe whatever it is, you're going to pick something where it's very much an immersion application-based experience. And so, Lori, for you, it could be this. But even before then, what I'll do is I'll send you a message in which we can just review what happened in your post-consultation, what recommendations came, are you following those recommendations, what other support do you need? And then in part of the 1-year immersion, if you choose to do this experience, you'll have a support system like none other, in which so many reminders come. Because even for me, for anyone, you can know, but knowing is not doing, Dr. Ram would say. Dr. Ram said if knowing was doing, then nobody would get married. They just read a book about it. They just read a book. Oh, I know about that thing. Knowing is not doing. You can know how to swim by reading a book, but does it help you swim? And so this 1-year immersion is like the swimming pool. And if you'll allow me to be a swimming instructor, you got to get in the pool. You know, you got to have a pool to learn how to swim. And this is the most amazing pool I've ever seen in the history of my knowing about anything about ancient secrets. This pool is one of the most amazing pools because you got so much support as well. Reminders, an immersion of experience of possibility, and then reminders to do. And in the doing is when the being shifts. The miracles happen. The deeper healing comes. And it's all interconnected. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, on all levels, you become more aligned to your divine purpose. And at the same time, you learn from whatever is that thing. You know, the gift of this thing, Lori, and the gift you gave us of just sharing this is so invaluable.
Mhm.
Just want to end with this last thing. When Dr. Naram watched this video, you know, yeah, you know, when he watched this video, I recorded in that night, I edited a little bit and showed it to him. You know, this was one of the times actually in which he tested me. I didn't know he was testing me. I thought I was testing him, you know, but he says, that woman, she said she was not going to share with anyone. And I said, well, just go meet Dr. Clint and just see. And she's like, I don't want to share my story with anyone, and I definitely don't want to record it, you know. Anyway, when he says, okay, go meet with Dr. Clint and then just come back and see what happens and tell me what happens. She went back and she was all happy that she told her story, recorded it, everything, and that people could be blessed from it. You know, and Dr. he called me in his office. He's like, what happened? You know, he's like, I was testing you, and you have a being that opens people up, Clint. I want to acknowledge you in this way. And the other thing that happened is I showed him the video. He just had tears come to his eyes. And he's like, now you know why I can sleep so well at night. You know, why I feel so good, because this mother wanting to do anything possible for her son and not having a solution, but then through learning what diet, what herbs, what home remedy, what marma, you know, what principles, just by living those, to see that within only a month or whatever it was, that her son's B cells were normal, all these things are normal. Now, we never guarantee time frames, results differ, but it differs mostly because, are you committed to do? Are you committed to do? And the hardest thing for any of us is changing a habit. And so one thing I'm going to love, what I love about this concept of the 1-year immersion is you got a support system in place where if you're ever going to change a habit, it's going to be in this year. You know, you're ever going to change your food, you're ever going to remember to take your herbs, you're ever going to make mung soup so delicious that you can't even stand it anymore, that you just want to eat the, Dr. Om would say, he'd say a funny thing, Lori, he'd say, oh, this mung soup is so good, I just want to keep eating so that I eat my spoon and I eat my hand. You know, is that delicious? You're ever going to learn how to make it that delicious, it's going to be here. So thank you, Lori. And does that give you some hope, some indication?
It does. Thank you so much. Because I just feel like I'm missing that first step, and I must be just doing, you know, splattering here and there. And the hospitalizations have kind of interrupted a flow for me. So, but the last time I made my mung bean soup was the best I've ever made it. So it only gets better.
Yes. And in this space, Lori, if you just really gut check honest, just like total vulnerable honest, like what percent of the time do you feel like you do the recommendations that I've given you or that in the book? Like what percent, honestly?
I didn't know where to get the herbs. I got to be honest. I didn't know what, I'm like, I looked at those herbs and I'm like, what the hell is all of this? I have no idea. I didn't know where to even get, get them. So all I've done is the Marma points and reading of the book and following you. And yeah.
Okay, great. So you read a book, you're doing some marma, you learned how to make mung. You don't know where to get the herbs, even though it was in the email where I put the herbs, the link was there. You didn't ask the question about where to get the herbs to someone who could answer it. So there's lots of room in which, awesome, you know, we can do more, which is great. That's a great thing. I'm celebrating this because we definitely can do more. And then the other thing, I want to share a secret for everyone on this call. In fact, I wish I would have just, even if we make a video just about this, this is such a secret I'm going to share with everyone right now. It is way easier to give 100% to something than it is to give 80%. 80% is more difficult. Even it's easier to give 100% than 95%. It's easier to give 100% than 40%. Now, it may not make sense, but why does that matter? Is because when you make a firm commitment to give 100%, let's say to the diet or something like that, you don't have a mental burden of every time food comes, you have to make a choice. You know, your choice is firm. I'm going to do this diet. I'm going to take these herbs or whatever it is. You don't have to make that decision every single time, which is a mental burden. The other thing why it's easier is because the results come faster, and the results come, you convinced yourself. You don't need Dr. Clint or the book or Dr. Ram, anyone to convince you. The results speak for themselves, and it's so delicious that it makes it easier to continue. That's why, you know, if you put 80% fuel in your car, 20% yogurt, cookies, you know, brownies, no matter how good is your car, it's gonna not last as long and break down. By putting 100% fuel in the car, it just makes it so it hums. And then when you do some of the detox stuff and you clean out the filters, man, you're gonna be right. No one will be able to stop you, Lori. You're gonna be unstoppable. Unstoppable.
That's why I'm here today. I
All right.
just felt I needed to be here. So thank you so much. And thank you for your time. And thank you
you.
everyone for your prayers. I appreciate it.
Just out of curiosity, who on this call benefited in some way from Lori expressing that and the things that transpired? Anyone benefit, like something you needed to hear? So Lori, look, you blessed us all so much. You just blessed us. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, last question, and then it will go. Actually, it looks like we got two. So if anyone has to leave the call, look for an email this week. Otherwise, we'll go to Munera and then Andrea for humanity. Munera?
Hi, I just want to talk to Lori and tell her that I've been there. I've been where like all the doctors told me that you cannot heal. And the only doctor that told me that I can heal was Dr. Naram. Like he's the only doctor that did not call my problem, you know, an autoimmune disease, or it's a problem that you're going to live with for the rest of your life. He called it imbalance. And it kind of, that automatically simplified the disease that I had. And it made me so hopeful and optimistic. And that led to my healing. And of course, there's commitment. I've told so many people about the center, and the only people it worked for are the people that actually committed, right? So it's if you like, I got one of my friends was like, well, I've been to the center and it didn't work for me. And then I'm like, that's impossible, because my case was way worse than hers. So I started to ask her questions. I'm like, well, what did you do? And the minute she left the center, the first thing she did was she went to Taj Hotel, which is a beautiful hotel in India, and she started to eat bread, and she started to eat, all the food that she's not allowed to eat. And I'm like, well, your body is sensitive when you just did the detox, and you leave and you eat, the food that you're not allowed to eat. And I'm not saying I haven't felt for that as well. Like I love food, and I love, sugar, and I love my pancakes, and I love, my sweets and cakes and all of these things. I love them so much, but now I'm like finding ways to create recipes, and hopefully I will share it with the group one day, and to like substitute sugar with like other alternatives, and substitute like wheat with other alternatives, so that I can enjoy the food, because it's a lifestyle change. And every time I eat bad, I notice a little pain in my stiffness in my joints. Now, it was never as bad as it used to be, but I do notice change. And I've created a lifestyle where I have to I'm going to show you my mat, to wake up every morning and do my yoga and do yoga and breathing. I don't check my phone because that stresses me out. That's the first thing you need to do. There has to be a lifestyle change, because what I learned when I was in the center of India is that if I was going to continue my life with the same attitude and, mentality before I got sick, I will get sick again. And so there has to be a lot of changes, and I had to reflect on myself. and for me to heal. Also the people around me that just stressed me out and just said stuff to me that would bring me down or hurt me or whatever, I had to stay away from them because I had to commit to this healing, journey. I cannot go back to like having Farida take care of me for the rest of my life. That wasn't an option to me, so we're all with you. If you want to talk to any of us or me, I can write my email and my WhatsApp. You can just call me, text me whenever, and I will reply. And I want you to know that we're your support system and you will get through this. Your body is in imbalance right now, and we can all help you to balance it out again. And heal.
Wow, Rob.
So we're sending you love.
So much. I just realized I got to massage my cheeks after that, Munera. I am smiling so big, filled with so much love. And Lori, this is it. This is the 1-year immersion. This community of people will be, all of us have questions sometimes about, oh, can I do this? Or can I do it now? Or distractions or whatever. But in this space, you'll have such encouragement that you can do it. And as much as you do, you benefit. And so thank you, Munera, so much for that. So powerful. I just put in the chat Munera's story. When we had this, we were doing a 2-year certification course at a Berlin university. Dr. Ram and I were coordinating this. We had Munera come and she was sharing her case for all the doctors. She held up the before report where the doctor said there's no cure. And then she held up the after report where it says that the problem no longer exists in front of these doctors. And she says, this is possible. If you ever help patients and you say this isn't possible, I'm telling you, this is just like fearless in front of these doctors in such a way that they're like, whoa, and it changed us. It changed all of us. So I put that link because I want you to benefit. And then the other thing is also giving 100%, it does make it easier, but start with wherever you are. Start with wherever you are. I'm going to post the link to this video. I just posted yesterday this video called Making Mung Soup in Minutes. And it's a 3-minute video on how to make mung soup in an Instapot that makes it so easy and delicious. And it's on my page, my Facebook page. Now, in this video, it's about when you're traveling. How do you make healthy food when you're traveling? And I used an Instapot, and I was using plastic bottles, and I took some pre-sliced vegetables from Trader Joe's that were frozen. I put them in there. And then people who are like purists in Ayurveda, they make a good point. They're like, no, there's more prana in the vegetables when you slice it. Why are you using plastic bottles? You're a charlatan, all this kind of stuff. All the attacks came. I was like, oh, wow, because they're making a good point. Ayurveda, Siddhaveda has such depth and wisdom where there's so many secrets about sauteing the spices first and all kinds of stuff, but it doesn't help you if you don't do it. None of the knowledge or wisdom helps you if you don't do it. So Ancient Secrets Immersion is about doing it, and start somewhere. Start somewhere. Make it easy on yourself. What if healing can be delicious? And start with one thing. The Ancient Secrets Immersion, we have so many things, but my mission is to make it so simple that you don't get overwhelmed and that you take, Dr. Ram says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You take that step. Today, you take that step. Every day you take that step, and we support each other like Munera just did so powerfully in helping each other stay on the path, stay on that path so that you can experience the healthiest, happiest, most abundant year of your life. Awesome. Anyone else has
a moment?
Okay.
The fact that, food wise has been, I can do that because that I knew, cut the bread, cut the sugar, I did all, I do that 100%. And I think anytime I have an exception, I don't do the exception because I just don't feel the exception is helpful to me. So I'm looking forward to learning the herbs and different things like that. So thank you again for all the support.
Oh, beautiful. And real quick, I realized I was going to call on Andrea for humanity. I don't know, Andrea, if you're still in a place, but I just want to make sure we have your voice and your either question or your wisdom or your heart. Anything you wanted to share?
Well, namaste, everyone. I don't have a question, but since you've asked, I just want to thank you, Dr. Clint, for just writing this amazing book, The Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, and the Ayush Shakti Clinic. Part of my brain is injured, and it affects my ability, the part of the brain that's responsible for communication, verbal and writing. And, I met with Dr. Hemang recently, and he told me, you follow the regimen, you will see improvements. Well, already, I don't know if you notice, I'm speaking faster, and I'm taking the brain toe. And I, for the first time, I feel hope that I will be able to communicate like a normal person and with clarity to get my points across. I mean, I'm even impressed hearing myself right now, because 2 weeks ago I was saying da 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 da, so I just want to thank you. I don't want to make light of it, that not only have you changed my life, you are saving my life with this. So you probably hear that every day, but please do not take it for granted, how you are impacting our lives. So thank you. God bless you always, Dr. Clint. And I just want to say I love you all. And Lori, I love you. God's blessings to you. Thank you.
Andrea, thank you so much. I do actually hear miracle stories every day. I do, and it's awesome, and it never gets old. And anytime I hear anything like you say, Andrea, it touches my heart so deeply that I have to thank Dr. Naram. I have to thank God for directing me on this path. Thank all these masters for preserving these ancient secrets for thousands of years, so that way we have them on the planet, spending so much time making sure that these ancient secrets are preserved so that they're applicable in our lives right now. And thank you, Andrea. You're already so bright and so sharp. I'm like, watch out, when Andrea has more power, what's gonna happen? All right, Elio, we're about to complete the call, but if you have something that you want to share.
I do.
Okay.
And I want to talk to Lori, and I want to say something to her that is very important, and that is, before you start all this, you have to do something that we always avoid. You need to decide. The word decision means to cut out any other possibility. It is do or die. I decided to escape from Romania. It was do or die, and I knew it 100%. My point to you is that you need to have a talk with yourself, and you cannot be lying to yourself, because you're going to see yourself in the mirror. What you decided, you cannot get around it. You don't have to tell us what you decided, but make a decision and says it is or it isn't. I trust these people, and I'm going to do everything that is they require to do. And you cannot do everything in the first day, as Dr. Naram said. It is 100%, but it is 100% when you give 10% on something, it's 100% on the 10%. And then you manage this thing, and you get good at it, and you go to the next thing, and it's 100% of the other 10%. So little by little, you take the octopus, and you grab all the legs, and you have, the body with it. My suggestion sincerely is from the bottom of my heart that you do look and prioritize and see what you can do and manage first. So get to it. You're making the mung bean soup good, that's out of the way. You handle, the food stuff, it's out of the way. Look at the stuff that you hate to do. For whatever reason, you have resistance. Somebody's telling you not to do it, Well, face the thing, and it says, okay, I gotta do this. I go like Munira. She loves sugar, but she found a way. You take responsibility, and you find a way, and you do it. We cannot do it for you, but you can do it. 100% you can do it. So I have 3 words for you. Just do it.
Let's do it. Beautiful. Lots of people are applauding. So beautiful. I see that we have one final share, Romarishi.
One thing can you hear me now?
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to just share with all the people who are on this call is, we are all very grateful that Clint and all the people who are helping Clint create this program and all the programs are creating the structures for us to receive and implement the ancient secrets. But one thing that we need to do, this is what I personally feel, is we need to remember that all of the great siddhas that have brought this knowledge down through the ages are blessing us in doing this. We have the blessing of them. Yes, Clint is structuring this with people who are helping him create the website, create this, create that. All of that is so important because that's how we're accessing it. But there are great masters who still exist, even though they may have left the physical body. All of them always say, I can help you more when I'm out of the body because I'm not constrained by the limits of the body. Dr. Naram can help us more now that he's not in a physical body. And all of the great siddhas have said this. I will be able to help you more when I'm not in a physical body. And they are putting their blessings on this program and the 3-year program. So don't forget, you may not think, oh, I'm so knowledgeable. I don't have this ability, whatever. I don't have the ability to speak and convey things like this. No, you're capable of achieving the highest states of consciousness and health. And we have their blessing.
Need to do a cheek massage again after that. So true, and such a perfect way to conclude this call. Thank you, Romarishi. Thank you, Tara. And look at your cute dog behind you.
Yeah.
So beautiful, and such a beautiful way to end it. You're not here by accident. You know, that's how the book starts, and it's how this program starts. There's a reason, maybe even beyond what you know, and you're going to be supported beyond Siddha Veda. Siddha, basically, it's a grace, a blessing, and it's a blessing from the masters to us in this moment. And thank you, Dr. Naram. Thank you for devoting your whole life, for helping us beyond the body. Oh, I just made up that term that I know of. I don't know, I've never heard it before, but helping us beyond the body. You know, Baba Ramdas, all these great masters to Jivaka. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for helping us see that more is possible than we realize. And also, I don't even think it's only the masters of this lineage. I believe all of your guides or spiritual, you know, whoever is the ones that are guiding you brought you here. Dr. Ram would always say, whoever is your God, if it's Jesus, if it's Buddha, if it's Krishna, if it's, you know, Sadhu, whoever it is, like, this is beyond religion, but all of those guides want to guide you to love. They want to guide you to healing. They want to guide you to your best possibility. And the essence of that all is, I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you. Love will teach you. So as we begin this journey together, whatever you put into it, you'll gain so much out of it. I'm so honored to be with you. So grateful to you being here. So looking forward to us starting, and look for your email. Look out for your email. I see a lot of people just expressing a lot of love. Andrea says, I'm getting goosebumps. She says, amen to what you're saying, Romarishi. I love you and I'm with you. If you can, you know, the starting point of this whole journey is, what do you want? What do you want? So if I'm going to give you one challenge activity between now and the second Saturday of February, get a journal. Dr. always had a journal with him. I have my journal right here. Actually, it's right up there. If I step, I'll miss it. But get a journal with you. The first page, what do I want? As soon as this call ends, actually get whatever paper or your phone or any device, because we're in a really beautiful space right now. Even if you take 10 minutes, I strongly encourage you to do this, especially before next Saturday, the second week of February, and journal, what do I want? What do you want from this one-year program? What do you want from your life? And I just leave that with you. I love you and I'm with you. I'm just going to actually invite everyone. Let's see. unmute yourself and you can just share. I love you and I'm with you. We put our hands together.
Love you and I'm with you. Love you,
I
Dr.
love
Kim.
you
Love you,
and
Dr.
I'm
Kim.
with
Love you,
you.
Lori. Love you, Joseph. Love you, Susan. Love you, Monica. Love you, Mary. Love you, Chris.
Love you
Love you,
all.
Rita. Love you, Tara. Love you. Love you, Jill. Love you, Cindy. Love you, Judy. Love you, Eureka. Love you, Marha. Love you, Randy. Love you, Java. Love you, Gary.
Love you, Cornelia.
Love you, Sophia. Love you, Robert. Love you.
I love you and I'm with you, Cindy. Bye.
Love you, Ellen. Love you,
Love
Heidi.
y'all.
Love you, Dr. Cliff.
Love you, Beverly.
Beautiful. We have arrived. The time is now. We're ready. We're ready for this. I love you and I'm with you. What do you want? Journal that. I love you and I'm with you. And see you on Sunday, tomorrow's call. If you can join, we have such an amazing thing planned. Love you and with you.